In this video, I show the mistakes we made in the Duo Cash Cup and how we are working to fix them for the next. What's up guys, welcome to the 8th episode of Progression to Pro. This is a series where I show my progression as a player every week on the road towards becoming a pro and share things I learned along the way to help you guys improve. If you enjoyed the series and want to support the channel, please consider using code HOWL in the item shop. The first solo and duo cash cups of the season took place this week and a lot of mistakes were made that cost us qualifying for round 2. If I could fix these mistakes, I'll start placing much higher and qualify for round 2s. If you look at our match history from the first Duo Cash Cup, a lot of time was wasted in games where we fought mid-game and lost due to fighting mistakes and shambles loot because we disengaged off spawn. In order to fix this, I VOD reviewed pros who landed at our drop and learned their drops and strategies. This allowed us to outdrop whoever contested us and won us more fights since we had the loot and drop advantage over our opponents. Looking at the match history again, another issue we have is closing out games. In this Cash Cup, we got a 6th place, a 5th place, 2 4ths, and a 2nd, leaving way too many points on the board. This is mainly due to the fact that we didn't get refreshes. We VOD reviewed where pros got their refreshes endgame, and it was mainly in the mid to low ground layers ahead of zone looking back. In the most recent Cash Cup, we started to play more mid and low ground and were able to find refreshes no problem. Some minor mistakes are costing us the win even after we get the refreshes, but if we practice more playing mid to low, we'll be able to place much higher in tournaments. Last week I wanted to work on being more effective in duo fights, so I VOD reviewed Pledge and Polarized first place in opens where they had 116 kills to see how they W key so well. The biggest things I took from them was keeping safe distance until their teammate could help, then pressure from 2 sides until one can get an angle. Even though it's pretty textbook team fighting, I was still able to take away little things from each fight that was useful and was able to implement that to my fighting, which helped us win more fights throughout the tournaments. This week I'm finally starting to see some improvement in my aim. My routine hasn't changed much since the last video. The only difference now is that I'm using the striker headshot map as opposed to the pump map. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, but it's better to practice with the guns you use in game. I put the map code up on the screen as well as in the description so you can check it out for yourself. I'm going to stay consistent in how I'm practicing my aim and continue to improve it over the weeks. I'm starting to see my mechanics improve a lot as well. I'm not directly working on my mechanics in the Peace Control and Mechanics maps, but when I PG my friends, I use my mechanics as much as possible and try doing new things even if it gets me killed so I can learn from it. Creative is the best place to experiment and improve on things you want to implement to your game, so when you're practicing, make sure you're focusing on improving rather than worrying about scores since they don't matter. My mechanics are getting much more consistent, and I'm going to continue to work on things I struggle with often to get them even more consistent. Since my aim is getting better, I'm becoming more confident in fights. Good aim is the key to winning fights, and as my aim continues to improve, so will my fighting. My biggest struggle in fights right now is taking good angles while staying aggressive. I'm focusing on angles I take while playing arena and box fighting to see which angles work and which don't. I'm also playing more 2v2 realistics to work on my team fighting as well as implement the things I learned from Pledge and Polarized. This week, I'm going to be playing more arena while trying to take as little damage as possible to work on better angles. For game sense, the main thing I need to work on is rotating mid-game and solos. The solo cash cup on Monday went pretty bad for 2 reasons, because I didn't have a set drop spot and because I didn't know how to rotate mid-game. Although I didn't have a drop spot for the majority of my games, I still ended up with pretty good loot mid-game. However, once it got to a 4th and 5th zone, my loot would get considerably worse because of my rotates. If I can improve my rotates, it would allow me to make moving zones with more loot, allowing me to do better, which will help me qual in the future. I'm going to improve my rotates by playing more solo scrims and by reviewing how pros rotate without burning all their heals and mats. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, I'd really appreciate it. I post these videos every Sunday. I'm going to start posting more tournament videos mid-week so you can see my progression across tournaments. You can catch me live every day at twitch.tv/howlfym and follow me on Twitter for any updates on my stream or upcoming videos. Both links will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.